Hi, it's editing, Fawn here. I almost forgot my name for a second, but, recently another situation happened with Pumpkin where somebody doxed a random 16-year-old in their family, claiming that 16-year-old was Pumpkin and that 16-year-old was selling CP and junk. I don't really go over it in this video because the script was written, fucking months ago, but, if you want to know what happened, I'll link 2 videos by, that go over the situation. They're made by Minty Green Cake and Bree Draws. Go subscribe to them, they're pretty cool. But yeah, this just goes to show people will go out of their way to harass this guy for literally no reason. If you've been in the art community for at least half a month, you probably heard of an individual by the name of Pumpkin the Gentleman, and also that he's an awful, terrible human being. But have you ever wondered, who is this goober, and what did he do to make everyone hate him so much? Is the hate warranted, or is it just another case of art TikTok overreacting? Well, that's why I'm making this video, to answer the question, is Pumpkin the Gentleman really that bad? But before we get into that, this video is sponsored by me, by my adopts. It's a great way to support me and the channel. I added 2 new payment methods, so if you don't have Cash App, you can do something with my Throne wishlist or buy me a coffee account. Also commission me when my commissions are open. I'd really appreciate that too. Also consider subscribing. Anyways, back to the video. On July 16th, Pumpkin the Gentleman posted an art of his Sona in a suggestive Kurumi outfit, and in the art piece, the character had a bulge. And people were mad about it. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I do think Pumpkin Man should have put a content warning on the post to warn minors and other people who just don't want to see stuff like that. But other than that, I think it's just another case of people being prudes. The first video I watched about this person, which introduced me to Pumpkin the Gentleman and this whole drama, talked about this art piece first. And it kind of came off as an 8-year-old getting mad because someone said a bad word. It really isn't as bad as they or anyone else is making it out to be. I could understand if he drew the character with his whole dick out, but he didn't. So I don't get why this is such a big deal. He should have put a warning, but other than that, he didn't really do anything wrong in my eyes. And considering his response, it's entirely possible that suggestive art was heavily normalized to him at a young age. Unfortunately, that sort of thing is very common on the internet, especially in the art community. Another thing people were mad about was Pumpkin drawing himself kissing people on Twitter. Again, not a big deal. This could just be how he and his friends joke around, like how cis dudes joke about kissing the homies. It would be entirely different if Pumpkin Jack Skellington drew this art of random people without their consent and they openly expressed discomfort with Pumpkin the Gentleman doing this, then it would be an issue. But one of the people in the drawing literally said they wouldn't be opposed to him drawing this. In conclusion, Pumpkin the Gentleman drawing suggestive art isn't bad, you're just a piss baby. Pumpkin should put a content warning or something to keep minors and people who don't want to see suggestive art away, though there is always going to be people who ignore the warnings and get mad at you anyway. Crybabies are going to cry no matter what you do. This goes for everyone who draws suggestive art, not just Pumpkin Man. Psst, I see dead people. There is literally 0 evidence for this claim. Literally the only screenshot I found supporting this claim was this.
One want to get rizzed by the Pumpkin too.
Yo, Pumpkin and his rizz bro, it's too effective.
When your older hard hands emoji.
Guys, this isn't evidence. This feels like a joke. I will admit it's kinda weird, but I don't think there's any malicious intentions behind this tweet. Also, if he was a pedophile, I think he would try to rizz up these, I'm assuming, minors, but he didn't. So he's not a pedophile. Okay, this is the part where I speedrun and explain a bunch of small things that didn't really need their own segments. Pumpkin McGee posted a picture his little brother drew for Father's Day, and people are saying he drew it himself. One of the reasons why people say it's fake is because of the handwriting and how it's too good to be made by an alleged child. And honestly, it's entirely possible that this kid could have asked someone older to write this for him. He could have asked Pumpkin himself to write it for him. And even if he did make this himself, Who cares? Like, seriously, why is this such a big deal? Like, yeah, it's weird, but honestly, it's not really that bad. It's not like he's posing as an 8-year-old on Twitter saying really weird stuff. Elon Musk. And then there's this screenshot, which again, they're friends, not a big deal. He's probably just trying to make them feel better or something. There's another image of him kissing a friend. I already explained why I don't think this is a bad thing. I've also seen people saying that Pumpkin is lying about his race, and honestly, why are we speculating on this dude's race? Like, be for real here. What does his race have to do with anything? Like, as long as he isn't pretending to be black to say the N-word, then I don't think his race is any of your concern. I'll try to find screenshots, and if I do, I'll put it on screen. Pumpkin posted a picture of his hand, and people were like, see, he's white, he's a filthy cracked brother. He could just be light-skinned, or heck, it could be the lighting. So, is Pumpkin the Gentleman a terrible person? In my opinion, no. From what I've seen, I don't really think he's a horrible person. If you still want to hate Pumpkin the Gentleman after this video, go ahead, I don't really care either way. You probably have your reasons, or maybe you don't have a reason, and that's completely valid. Don't call people pedophiles just because you don't like them. This kind of thing can ruin someone's life. Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, but like, you guys know you're allowed to dislike someone for no reason, right? Like, you don't need to call somebody a pedophile to justify why you don't like them. You can just not like them. Sometimes it's okay to be a hater. Like, maybe the reason is petty. Maybe you don't have a reason. Maybe he just gives you bad vibes. That's completely fine. You're not obligated to like everybody you come across. But like, you don't need to make things up. You can just not like them. It's that simple. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. My commissions are open, as I probably already said in the beginning. And I'm also gonna make some new adopts. So, yeah, see ya.
My God, you have chocolate macadamia nut. Oh, could I just try a little sample?
Oh my God, bro.
Sure. You gonna buy a cookie this time?
Oh, I better just stick with the sample. But at least I know I'm so that makes me a little less bad. Or worse.